Hello, and welcome back to the Marketing Brief. I am your host, Brian Aquan. This is the podcast where we briefly discuss topics in marketing. And as part of that, we always bring in industry experts. And today we are very excited to be joined by Ben Kieswetter. How are you doing?
Doing good, sir. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
We're excited to have you. Can you introduce yourself and kind of what your role, what you're doing right now?
Yeah, for sure. So, just for some background, I've got a little bit of a media mafia family that I'm a part of, which you're aware of.
Yeah.
Older siblings, brother-in-laws that are in the industry. They're a little bit older than me, so knew early on that it was the career path for me and had, a big advantage and very fortunate to have some family members in the space to figure out like what I was going to do and study in college and what I was going to do afterwards. Just having that kind of advantage to be able to open some doors was very beneficial, to say the least.
Yeah. Give yourself some credit, though. You've just earned a new role. Where are you now?
Yeah. So just started a role as an AE at Outside, which is super cool, super fun. Been part of that audience for a while. It's just an ecosystem all about outdoor activities and an active lifestyle. So super
Good
stoked
for you.
to start the new gig.
It's a good fit. And so, as a sales AE, how do you interact with marketers?
Yeah, so from a sales side, of course, finding and identifying the right brands for each of the opportunities that we have to offer and bring to market across the portfolio. So trying to qualify, the right brand, the right team, the right person to reach out to and initiating that conversation, usually through doing some cold outreach via email or doing some networking, all about, some IRL experiences and meeting people in person. That always goes a long way.
Yeah,
But just trying to educate brands on why they should be working with Outside and the benefits that Outside has to offer as far as, why they need to be running with us, the differentiation, the value props, and tailoring the right opportunities for each brand and specific person and team I'm talking to.
of course. And we know AI has impacted everybody's workflow in every industry. How is the AI adoption at Outside? What are the kind of things that you guys are bringing in to hopefully take advantage of the technologies?
Yeah. On week 3, still figuring that out for sure as far as the breadth of all the AI across the board. But, definitely on the sales side, just finding ways for it to make your life more efficient and more effective by doing research on brands through AI tools, doing a bunch of prospecting to find the right people at each of these brands, the right personalization and levers to pull on based on kind of like all the research that you can do behind a brand, and just making sure that the message is going to resonate with whoever you're reaching out to. Yeah, I think that's the biggest piece is just kind of the research aspect. And then
Yeah,
we use a platform called like Gong to do outreach. And that has a lot of like AI features between, helping like giving it prompts to help draft like an initial email. And then of course having that human quality control to kind of like, like get it started and then let me get in there and like edit it, make sure it's sounding human and it's, you know, correct information and it's resonating.
yeah,
So yeah, that's like
that's
a lot of
important.
the AI on the sales side. And then of course on the marketing side here at Outside, it's just really trying to drum up the optimization piece as well as like just all the data on the audience with more insights and cohorts and segments to just have that targeting be that much better and effective.
Yeah, it certainly enabled us to move a lot quicker. So I spent a lot of time on the agency side. So I was one of the marketers that you'd be doing cold outreach to. I got really savvy at spotting cold outreach and things
Exactly.
that were just written or templated.
Mhm.
How do you try to cut through, because obviously cold outreach is a part of any AE's job. How do you try to cut through that and not get lost in the wash of all of the templates and all of the robot written language that's coming to marketers right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's always been about, even before the huge AI boom over the last couple of years, about just standing out in the clutter of like an inbox. Like, how do you stand out? I mean, that's the magic question. I feel like any sales rep or sales professional knows that it's not like a easy question, and it's not like you just figure it out and you're good to go. It's constantly adapting and evolving and just seeing like, different ways. So it can be trial and error for sure.
Yeah.
And it's constantly evolving. So I think,
What's worked
uh,
for you?
yeah, what's worked for me is like definitely I always think about the hook first of all, like a subject line and those first couple words that are going to kind of preview in the inbox. So it's like I always try to put myself in that brand's shoes and that person's shoes. Like if I got this email, I have hundreds of emails I'm getting every day from other sales reps, like what's going to grab my attention and like hook me
Yeah.
in. I think that's probably the most important part. Another part is definitely like a short and sweet message that is like, hey, show me that you know me, show me that you did your research, show me that you
Yeah.
understand my brand and what my role and responsibility is, and like what's the value for me. Just trying to answer the why and showing like why they need to be working with us, why it makes their life better, and why it's going to lead to, great things for
Sure.
both sides. So
Yeah.
I think like, short and sweet to the point, and yeah, just being like relevant enough where like they get it and it's just easy for them to just like read it, digest it, respond
Hmm.
is definitely the big things. And then there's of course like your email deliverability stuff, but that's like just staying out of spam and making sure you're actually getting into the inbox.
Right.
That's
Just
another factor that
making
a lot
sure
of,
you're in the game.
yeah, like you could be putting all this effort in and you're not even like getting into the inbox.
It
So
doesn't even get there. It
yeah,
doesn't get delivered. Yeah.
there's a
Well,
lot
I
of
love I
little
love your
things.
putting yourself in their shoes, right? That is, as a marketer, when I talk to clients, that's where I always start is like understand your consumer, who you're talking to. You need to understand them before you can go sell them anything or provide them anything. And I think it really speaks to a theme that we've identified this year of authenticity, being authentic with your offering and then being authentic with how you communicate that. So I think that's a good insight that you've already figured out. Like that's one of the biggest tenets of marketing is to really understand who you're trying to communicate with.
Yeah, totally. I feel like a lot of the like we all see it, all the spam and like just,
Hmm.
random outreach that we get where it's like this has nothing to do with me, like I'm not the decision maker or like even a part of that, or it's just like I think like another thing is like if you read this message out loud, like I always try to just like read it out loud, think about putting yourself in the brand shoes, like does this even make sense first and
Yeah.
foremost? Like if you just
Yeah.
like do I get it? Because if I don't get it, I can't expect someone else that to get it if they don't even like work it outside or know who outside is kind of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
And
just
doing that work, right? Like not just sending 1,000 emails of all the same template, right? Actually putting the work into, I understand who I'm trying to communicate with. Here's something that I've learned about them from my research, right? Doing that work, I think, does help cut through for sure.
totally.
I've seen it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like usually just like simple things too, even if it's just like, hey, I saw you guys were doing this and like
Hmm.
here's how we can help you with that initiative or whatever it is. Just trying to connect the dots between like, hey, I see you, I know what you're doing, and like here's something we could talk about that, is gonna produce some great results for your brand and hit your goals.
It's the goal. Awesome. Well, I always like to try and be positive and figure out kind of what's exciting you right now. So, what is exciting you? It can be in your personal life, it can be in your new job, your professional life, but what's something that you're excited about right now?
It's a good question. I mean, so many things. Of course, the new role, like it's just so well aligned with me
Yeah.
from a professional standpoint and like my career path, as well as like my lifestyle. Like, I was already following some of their pages before I even found out there was an opportunity to join the team. So being able to like blend like my personal lifestyle outside of work with, my passion for media sales is super, super cool. So I'm excited to just be able to sell it that much
Yeah.
more because I know, I am the audience. So being able to like talk about the audience is so much easier and so much more fun because it's like such a cool company and they, cover so many cool outdoor activities. So super stoked on that.
Yeah. What is it you're into? I know I've seen you at Mammoth, so I know skiing, snowboarding is something that you're into, but
Totally.
what other activities are you doing outside?
Yeah, I'm a big mountain biker. Picked up mountain
Nice.
biking like almost 2 years ago. And, being from SoCal, we've got some of the best trails out here. So that's been huge. And they, outside has a ton, like not some of the best coverage around mountain biking, whether it's like casual or, all the World Cup tours. So yeah, big mountain biker, snowboarder. Of course, I grew up at the beach. So like anything at the beach, I'm all game.
Nice.
And then I go camping at least like a couple times a year, hiking. Yeah. I mean,
Awesome.
so many things, but just love
Awesome.
being outside, hanging out.
Yeah. I'm a
And
lover of the outdoors as well, so I share that.
yeah, yeah.
Well, this has been great. What is your coverage area if people want to get in touch with you? Like, how do they get in touch with you? What's the best way to do that?
Yeah. I mean, hit me up on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Always checking my DMs, just like when you hit me up. But yeah, I mean, like I cover a lot like the West Coast, but also like Texas, Oklahoma, some of the other kind of like more central states. But yeah, I mean, I'm always game to talk or, if someone sees this and they're interested, reach out to me. And if it's not my account, I'll connect you with the right person.
There you
But
go.
yeah, all game to talk to whoever. Always good to network.
And that is always an important thing. You'll keep networking. Well, Ben, thank you so much for being a guest on the marketing brief today. We really appreciate you for coming on.
Of course. Yeah. Thanks for having me. It's my first official podcast, so couldn't have
You
asked
did
for anything
great.
more.
You did great. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
So yeah.